we are back. Second edition 2015 Double Effing Dynasty podcast.
Yeah.
Man, we had a nice little following. I was surprised. I got a lot of feedback from the last one.
Me too. I had a guy come through my drive-thru at Starbucks and like, "Hey man, when's the next podcast?" And I was like, "Coming this week, bro."
Oh, was it someone in our league?
Yeah,
It'd be
it was.
weird if it wasn't someone.
Yeah,
in our
it was
league.
someone in our league.
Right on. Cool. Yep. So we're actually going to do. We're gonna do two divisions, but we're gonna break this up, right? We're gonna do two different podcasts.
Yeah. So this
We're gonna be in
part
Costa
one.
Rica for a while.
Yeah.
On a mission trip, so we're just gonna knock two of them out today.
Yep.
We spent a good hour and a half just prepping for the two divisions. Or
Yep.
I know I did.
Yeah, while watching a little Shaq history.
Yeah,
of,
Shaq documentary.
Shaq
Yeah.
documentary at the same time.
So I'm feeling very prepared.
Yep.
I'm feeling pretty pumped about this.
Me too.
All right, and you know what? I just realized I don't know what division's next.
AFC East. So we are in the AFC East
AFC
division.
East, okay.
That's why we're teaming up.
Right, within that division is your team, the
Yep.
L Tree, Kettleman City Chaos, Belgium Red Devils, and San Joaquin Dropouts.
Yep.
Once again, new division.
Yeah.
All the divisions are reamped, locked and loaded. All right, well, we get to kick off episode 2 with your team.
That's it. My team.
The Mexico City L Tree finished 10-2 last year, 7th overall. I kind of gave up on writing the overalls. I didn't want to go back and forth to figure it out. But 10-2 last year.
Yeah.
Ended up getting a wild card, losing to Darren. We talked about that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a huge bummer. Third best record in the league. Well, tied for first, right?
Yeah.
Tied for second. No, tied. Steven was 9-3, so you and DJ were both 10-2.
Yeah, we had the best records, and he won the division, and I ended in the wild card.
Tie break
Lost
over
the
you.
wild card. So.
Yeah, that's a huge bummer.
Yep.
Speaking of which, we decided to drop the whole, or at least I did, decided to drop the whole biggest blow.
Okay.
Just because apparently that title was annoying to listen to. So I changed the category name. We're going to keep the category.
Right.
But I just changed it to Bummer.
Biggest bummer.
No, I think it's still two
The
B's.
biggest?
Yeah,
Alright.
I think two B's back to back still just.
Makes
I
people
think that's the
uncomfortable.
problem. Yeah, biggest blow, biggest bummer. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's not good for
All right.
younger audience.
Okay. Let's
So
do
we're
it.
just gonna go with Bummer.
Okay. I like it.
So Bummer I had for your team
Yeah.
was no longer having Kelvin Benjamin.
Okay.
And I meant to go back and look at that trade, and now I'm realizing I'm not prepared. I forgot what we traded to make that. Alfred Morris, right?
Yeah, I know Alfred Morris was involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was necessarily a bad trade.
No.
And you have Odell Beckham. So you were looking at Kelvin Benjamin like, he's my second best wide receiver, possibly.
And I needed a running back.
And we needed a running back, so you
Yeah.
got Alfred Morris. So yeah, so I don't think it was a crazy trade or anything, but yeah, I think Kelvin Benjamin will be real good. Even though he's reporting overweight or something like that, I don't know.
Yeah, he'll be
I
all
don't
right.
think it really matters.
For me, it was Beckham being on the Madden cover. I don't like the curse, man. So that makes me fear that he's gonna have a down year.
I actually didn't know he was on the cover.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah, that guy turned into a superstar with that one catch.
overnight.
Yeah, overnight. Yeah, it probably was the greatest catch I've ever seen, though.
Yeah.
Got it.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I could probably watch that over and over and over again.
Yeah. That's why I made the cover.
And be at full mast the entire time. So let's go with MVP.
Yeah, MVP was Andrew Luck.
Yeah, same
for me.
here. Andrew Luck.
I think he was the highest scoring fantasy player and just made a huge jump.
I gave a lot of consideration to Odell Beckham, but ended
Yeah.
up going with Andrew Luck as well.
Yeah, great year. Justifies me picking him. And people don't remember this history. When we first started the league, I picked him second. He was my second pick, like overall. And people thought I was crazy for taking Andrew Luck. But he's my franchise.
Yeah,
so
he's been your franchise too.
So it's worked out all right.
Yeah, good for you. Your picks coming up. You have the first overall pick, so that's got to be exciting. What are you going to do?
I'm not going to tell you.
Why? It's you have the first pick. It's not like it matters.
I've been thinking a lot about Armstead, Eric Armstead from the Niners.
See, that's the nice thing about having the first pick. If you have the second pick, you can't talk about it. If you have the first pick, you could actually be like, yeah, this is, because nobody can really do anything to take that away from you.
That's true.
So why don't you just, share with us, like, what are your thoughts on it?
I'm liking the running back crop this year. So if you look at my roster, I think that's probably the spot that needs the most help. I have my quarterback. I got great receivers. So running back.
You're thinking a little Melvin Gordon, Todd Gurley.
It's It's a split between Gordon and because Gordon feels like the safe pick, and then there's Gurley, who could be the home run. He could be the next Adrian Peterson. Who knows? So
yeah, that's
little insider information straight from the source.
I don't think either of them will end up being Toby Gerhart.
No, they were.
Who was the first pick last year?
And
fire champion.
Probably one of the biggest draft busts in our league was Toby Gerhart.
Yeah, he's got to be in the top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
Now let's go biggest need. Or no, your pick. So you have the first overall.
Yeah.
A third, and then a fourth. So 3.10 and 4.10.
Yeah.
So, I
think we talked about it. Running back, at least for me, my biggest need is running back.
Yeah, that's what I put for your biggest need.
Giovanni Bernard kind of got surpassed by Jeremy Hill, so he's probably going to be splitting carries. So I'm kind of wanting one more guy in there.
I'm curious who you think your underdog is.
Yeah, well, that's our next topic.
Yeah.
So.
Segued right into that.
For me, my most exciting underdog that I'm kind of hoping pans out is Austin Seferian-Jenkins.
That's what I put too.
Yeah, so
I was wondering if you put him.
Can't follow all the hype you hear and all the different news boards, but it sounds like he's having a good off season. He's a big athletic guy, so my hopes are that he just
second year, right?
Second year.
Yeah. Your stock arrow I have going down just because I don't think you're going to win 10 games again this year.
Okay.
It's a lot of wins.
Yeah. I think I said this. If I'm being realistic, I don't think I can win 10 games, only lose 2. But I'm thinking I'm going to win. I'm going to get the division, and I'm going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I see this division really beating the crap out of each other. I think this is like the division that could cruise to like all 7-5 and 5-7 records.
Yeah.
I don't really know what's going to happen with Joey's team in San Joaquin. But I feel like the other 3 are like, injury here, injury there.
Yeah.
You're all just going to beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
I don't think any of you are so dominant. There's no womp rats in your division, I guess. I don't know. And all 3 of these teams have some things to be excited about. Especially Drew's team, man. I was very surprised. I'm jumping ahead. Anyways, next team is Kettleman City.
Yep.
5-7 last year.
They were at the basement of the league.
Yeah, 5-7. So, bummer for me was pretty no-brainer. Was Julius Thomas going to Jacksonville? I feel like that's just not gonna work out for him very well.
Okay. Yeah, I thought about that one, but for me it was he traded away Joseph Randle and a 3rd-round pick for Toby Gerhart from Stephen Love.
Oh gosh.
So Randall is potentially going in as the starter. It sounds like he's it's his job. It's his job to lose. Which who knows? We'll see how that pans out. But
that's pretty tough.
That was the big one for me of making that trade. So,
yeah, and if he had Randall, that would have been
some good cushion of potential.
Because he has, I think, a bunch of running backs still on his roster, but right?
Yeah, he does.
MVP, Drew Brees. Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of was the one that he had. Brees is going to be top, so it kind of kept him gasping for air to get those wins.
Yeah, and Jimmy Graham being gone also kind of helps him too because he has Brandon Cooks on his team.
Yeah.
Who I think is poised to have a good season with Brees. His picks are 2.06. 5.06 and 6.06, so he really only has one pick that's even near the top of the draft at all.
Yeah.
And that's still a 2nd rounder, so it's 22nd overall. Biggest need for him, what'd you put?
I put running back because he has Toby Gerhart still. Ryan Matthews playing behind DeMarco. Who knows how that go? Just kind of a bunch of guys that are just big question marks. So for me, it was running back.
Yeah, it was running back for me too. I think that he has. Who I'm pulling it up now.
Well, he has Chris Johnson,
yeah,
Ryan Matthews,
a free agent.
James White.
Yeah, Ryan Matthews will probably still be okay if he stays healthy. But yeah, he doesn't have anyone who jumps out at running back that's like, oh yeah, that's like a guy I can count on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as underdog, I put James White.
Okay.
Just because if he actually ends up being the starter in New England, which he could be.
Yeah.
You know, who knows?
Never know.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Patriot running backs, but the dude had a monster game last year, and I don't know, maybe I feel like he just got himself in trouble.
Yeah.
Maybe he's remedied things, and maybe he's ready to be a feature back. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty big underdog, but I think I like that one more than anything else I could imagine up.
Yeah, my underdog was Brandon Cooks because the Saints got rid of Jimmy Graham, and they kind of traded away like a bunch of their receivers like Kenny Stills, where it's just kind of they traded them all away for a reason. So they must see something in Cooks. He's gonna get a lot of looks. So
Cooks is gonna get a lot of looks.
Cooks gonna get them looks.
Yeah, I think that I couldn't do Cooks because he kind of proved himself a little bit before he got hurt last year.
Yeah.
So to me, but I mean, yeah, that he very well could have a monster year.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah.
And then his stock, believe it or not, I put his stock going up.
Okay.
I think he's gonna end up 6-6. I don't think he's gonna be 5 or 7 or 6-6 again. I think. So.
Yeah.
I actually put the up arrow. I don't think he's gonna lose. I mean, I don't think he's gonna. Yeah, I don't think he's going to lose more than 8 games.
Yeah. Yeah, I kept him right about the same. I think he'll be third in the division. He won't make the playoffs. So he's kind of where he's at, is where I see his team.
Yeah, stuck in mediocrity.
Yeah.
We'll see. There's a few guys I'd be excited about that are on his team.
Yeah.
Even Terrence West we didn't mention. I know that Isaiah Crowell's talking about being the guy there. I feel like Terrence West was pretty good when he played.
Well, they drafted a guy who's supposed to be maybe the starter too, so there's just a big logjam there.
Yeah, I think Terrence West could come through.
Yeah,
when it's all said and done there. Okay, and then moving on to Belgium.
Yeah,
looking at Drew's team and the Belgium Red Devils, who were 7-5 last year, I was like semi blown away by how good his team is, at least in my eyes.
Yeah,
which it makes sense. He's been in the postseason all 3 years. He's always kind of had Aaron Rodgers and AJ Green on his team.
Yeah.
Anyways, his bummer. What do you have for that?
For him, I put Bell being suspended the first, I think, 4 games, couple games.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't keep good company. So, hanging out with the wrong friends at the wrong time gets you put on the bench.
Yep. I actually didn't do that, although I thought about it. I think Brandon Marshall going to the Jets was a huge bummer.
Yeah, that is a big
for
one.
him, because Marshall, when he was healthy, was very, he's top 10 wide receiver.
Yeah. You
go to Jets, and now him and Eric Decker are probably. I don't know. That's probably better for Decker that he's not a primary receiver, but yep, I don't think that's a good thing for Brandon Marshall.
No, and I think the easy call for MVP on his team is Aaron Rodgers. Just continues to, for me it was, of just, great year.
I actually gave it to Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
Just because Aaron Rodgers might lose to a few quarterbacks. Le'Veon Bell, I think, is probably going to average the most points per game at running back. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can go to either of them.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah. I went Le'Veon Bell, though.
Okay. His picks?
1.14, 2.14, 3.14?
Yeah. So he's not very active, doesn't trade, doesn't respond to trades.
Probably because he lives in Belgium.
Probably. That probably has something to do with it.
We're international in the Fresno Dynasty League.
Yeah, we got people in all kinds of places.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I offered him the world for Jeremy Hill to try to get, and I had a chance too. That's the thing. I had a chance to draft Jeremy Hill, and I kept waiting and like, nah, he'll be there, and I missed him. Mm-hmm. And now this is what we come to.
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
Let's see. So biggest need. I mean, this team's pretty solid at every spot.
For me, it was either wide receiver, just because of I just didn't see Golden Tate. Like, that just blew me away that he had the year that he had. Brandon Marshall going to the Jets, so maybe a wide receiver, but probably more so tight end. He just has Donald, who had one big game, so that kind of put up his stats like crazy, and then was really mediocre the rest of the year. So
yeah, I think
get a tight end.
I think Donnell could actually end up being pretty good at tight end. His biggest need I put was wide receiver as well. Or wait, did you say you did tight end or wide receiver?
Wide receiver was my first one, but it was a split, wide receiver, tight end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because I think Brandon Marshall's seen his best days. Golden Tate, like you, I don't see another 160-point effort out of him this season.
Yeah.
And AJ Green's obviously great, but yeah, he has two wide receivers who are on the Jets.
Yeah.
Jeremy Curley and Brandon Marshall.
Yeah.
The other two are Marquise Lee and Golden Tate. So, yeah, I think he could use another wide receiver. And I think he'll probably go after one with that 14th pick. So there'll be plenty of guys worth being excited about.
Yeah.
Especially a lot of rookie wide receivers that could possibly turn out to be superstars. So,
exciting underdog.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
I was actually really pumped about this underdog. But I'll let you say first.
For me, it was Doug Martin. I was surprised to see that Doug Martin was on his roster.
You son of a bitch. That was my underdog for him too.
Yeah, I mean, because he had a good rookie year, and he's kind of been hampered by injuries, not being on a very not a very good team.
Right.
So who knows? I think this could be a good rebound year for him.
Right. I think Doug Martin might actually be good again.
Iron Hamster.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep. And then his stock, 7 wins. I put an up arrow, but once again, I just think this division is gonna. I don't think anyone in your division is gonna have more than 9 wins. I think you're all gonna be in the 5 to 9 win range.
Yeah.
All y'all.
Yeah, I kind of put him at the same. I mean, obviously, I claim that I'm going to win the division, so he's going to be second in the division.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know if 10-2 is sustainable for any team. So
I think you and Drew both have good teams. I think Drew's is a little better.
Well, I hate you. And we can disagree.
Just because Le'Veon Bell, Doug Martin actually ends up, hey, he had Jeremy Hill.
Yeah, he has a awesome quarterback, awesome running backs. So he has a good team. It's a toss-up. I think it'll either be him or I that win the division. So
Yeah, okay.
I can be realistic.
Let's go with the last team in this division is the San Joaquin.
And last year and finished last in their division.
Expansion team.
Expansion team.
So Joey Cornaja, kind of newer to fantasy football.
Yeah.
But dove right in.
Yeah.
To the crazy league.
And
All right, let's see. So for Joey, his bummers.
He has a big bummer.
Yes, is his bummer for you? What the heck? Oh, Melvin Gordon. I couldn't think of his name. Is his bummer Melvin Gordon getting drafted to the Chargers? Because he has Brandon Oliver and Danny Woodhead.
I thought of that one, but I have a bigger bummer.
Derek Carr?
No.
Okay.
The bummer for me was that he had Adrian Peterson and Alfred Morris on his roster at one point.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he had those two guys, and in the offseason, they are not on his team anymore. So,
yeah.
And he got good players in return, so it wasn't like he just completely dumped 2 guys, but that's pretty big, especially if Peterson has a just blowout year.
I didn't think to go back and look at the trade stuff like I did on the first show. I did a poor job. I like how I opened the show with I felt great and prepared, and now.
But see, that's why we team up, because I did look at those things.
Yeah,
so.
you picked up the slack for me. I appreciate that.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. Not having AP, man. I hope AP is good again. I hope he's great again.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Joey's team.
MVP for his team. Phillip Rivers for me.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. I think when we did our rankings last year, I don't even think I had him in the top like 10 quarterbacks, and he just surprises every year, and he's consistently like a top 10 fantasy.
Yeah, 265 points last year.
Yeah, so holding it down.
Not too bad
for the dropouts.
Mm-hmm. Joey by far has the best draft position.
Oh, yeah.
He has the 6th pick, the 9th pick, and the 10th pick are his first 3.
Ridiculous.
So he has. So that that's why I think Joey's team's actually going to end up being like in that 6 to 9, 5 to 9 win range, because he has some things. Latavius Murray is worth being excited about. I just skipped ahead to my underdog. Why did I do that? I just gave it away. But yeah, he has Phillip Rivers. He needs. Well, let's go to his biggest need, which is receiver. For sure. He only has 2 on his roster, and they're both ancient. Anquan Bolden and Vincent Jackson, both drafted in 1962.
Yeah.
In their 40th.
That was a great
50th,
draft.
56th, oh my gosh, 54th NFL season. I can do math, I promise.
Yeah, they're breaking records for age.
Yes.
So
they're up there. So he has those 2. They both put up over 100 points last year, but Vincent Jackson will probably be okay. Anquan Bolden might be. I don't know.
Yeah, because he was the go-to guy in San Francisco last year, which I don't know if there's more weapons now. I think so. I don't see him improving.
Yeah, Joey's gonna need to knock
old.
out those 3 picks in the first round. He needs to just hit home runs with all 3 of them, and then he'll have. If he does that, then his team will be okay. Pretty good.
Just draft 2 wide receivers, Joey. Just do it.
Yeah.
And then the underdog I'm most excited about would be Roy Halou.
Really?
Yeah.
In Oakland?
Yeah, I think so, because he had some pretty awesome games in Washington, but he was obviously playing behind Alfred Morris, so I'm more excited about him than Murray.
Oh man, I think Latavius Murray is way better than Roy Halou. I think Roy Helu's more the 3rd down back.
Okay.
But I think Latavius Murray's going to be the man there. And we forget Trent Richardson's there too.
Yeah.
Who's, whatever. Who knows?
Doing his thing.
Man, he really did it for me though that first season.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
After that was it. And he's been floating around the league.
Yeah, ever since. Well, Stock, he had 3 wins last season. I think he'll have more, as I already stated. I'd be surprised if anyone in this division had less than 5 wins.
Yeah, I still think he'll be last in the division, just depending on how well he nails this draft. But I think he'll finish below 500. So he'll get more wins, but he won't be over 500.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he's trending up. There's hope for the San Joaquin dropouts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we pretty much knocked this division out.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. 25 minutes?
25 minutes.
Gosh, we're getting so good at this. Yeah, all right. Well, that's it for this episode.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yep. Goodbye.